welcome to episode 9 of Saturday Morning Momentum. I am Kat, and I'm joined by my friends Lee at Dark Roots Creation and Jen at Literary Love 123. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I know it's early for some of you, and I want to just welcome anyone who happens to be new to our community. Please, introduce yourself. Let us know what you're planning to do today. And then also for anyone who is watching on replay, thank you and welcome. Let us know what you got up to during your power hour. We'd love to know. So how are you doing today, ladies?
Pretty good. It's getting a little too warm for me right away, but hopefully that's going to go down a little bit more next week.
Yes, we've started feeling some warmer temperatures, and then today it's cool again. So but apparently the rain that we've been having off and on this week has brought another kind of a cold front. I mean, it's not as cold as, winter cold, but cooler for us. Now, will it stay that way for the rest of the day? Who knows? So how did your week go this week, Lee?
Okay, of course it was chaotic because we were wrapping up Old School April. And I was surprised at the end. I was just like, let's just watch some random movies. Let's just try to listen to a short book. Let's just do whatever we can. But yeah, that was exhausting. And then to jump into middle grade May, we were supposed to do a live show yesterday. I'm glad someone else, I'm not going to mention her name like Storm, forgot, which is totally okay with me because I'm like, good. I was like, I needed the break anyway. So
I have a feeling that Stormy forgot because Stormy did not have electricity for several days, right?
Yeah.
And then
she was just catching up on life yesterday. So she was like, I had so much going on. I'm like, totally understand. All good. I was still tired anyway. She's, losing power for a couple hours is stressful. Days, forget it. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. We've had it happen because of hurricanes. So I totally understand it. I just want to applaud you and give you gold stars, Lee, because this was your first Old School April. And you did phenomenal. I watched every one of your updates. I mean, literally, I started watching her updates because I was watching my last couple of episodes of Seinfeld that I needed for my trophy. And I was playing solitaire. That was my games I was playing. So I'm playing solitaire. I ran out of my Seinfeld and I'm like, you know what? Let me go watch some OSA videos because I can get points for that too. So I'm like, let me watch. I'm just curious to see what Lee's up to because she was so busy in Discord. I would see her in Discord posting different things. So literally she got me through all my games of solitaire. So finished that because I had 2 hours worth of games to do still.
Yeah.
And so then when I watched yours last night, I was in the middle of doing something and I was listening and I'm like, oh my gosh, the amount of points that Lee racked up, I'm like, was amazing. I mean, I had 316 total points minus the curveballs because I wasn't sure how much the curveballs counted. I only did 2. So I did the first one that Crystal had done. And then I also did the one with Lauren because Kelsey and I went to not Cracker Barrel, Piccadilly. But so I applaud you for not only participating your first time, enjoying yourself, and helping Team Scoobies out immensely.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I don't think I did my curveball points right either because each person had a different scoring system for theirs. So I don't think I think I was supposed to put more points, but I'm like, I don't know. So.
Well, I think once you put it in, I think it calculates for you. So that's why I just said about 316. That's what I ended up with, which I did much better this time than I did last year. Last year was a rough year for me. So anyway, I just kind of did my own little thing. I was like, just whatever. I want to read this book. I want to do it. This year I had a little bit of a strategy because I was going for those trophies.
Yeah, like I said, there was even people who were apologizing that people passed away and they weren't going to do enough for the readathon.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, this is not even the thing to be worrying about, worry about your real life, and you know what I mean, So.
Yeah. I think what it is the part of it, and this is what I've found out just recently, and this would be a conversation we would have, another time. But I have found out recently that there are some readathons or events on BookTube that are extremely stringent and very like rule and, even if like you're a host or a participant, and there's a lot of, anxiety around that. I have never participated in anything like that.
Yeah.
So I had no clue that, that there are these hardcore, things. And because first of all, I don't think that's fun. But secondly, I would never be able to devote the time. I mean, anything can happen to you in your life on a dime.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, anything. I mean, we all have aging parents, we have children, we have extended family, you have a spouse. I mean, anything can happen. The more people, animals in your life, anything. Yes. The more you have in your life, the more opportunity for something to crop up. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's not like you just in this little insular bubble all by yourself.
Right.
So how did your week go, Jen?
Not as planned, just, kind of segueing right off what you just said. I plan to get work done on my website. Didn't even look at that this week at all. Then I plan to finish my abstract for the conference, and I got partway through my, argument or the, thesis I wanted to make, and it just started falling apart, or I just felt like I had too much information and I needed to condense it into a more narrow focus. And I just couldn't seem to narrow it down. I have until May 18th to, submit my abstract. So it's okay. And I was like, I just can't look at this anymore. And then I had an IEP meeting I had to go to for my daughter. And I live about 45 minutes away from the school that she attends. So when I go there, like I live in a very small rural community about 35 miles north of Mobile. So when I go to Mobile, that's a little bit of a trip, and there's no way I'm going just for a meeting and coming back home. So I went to the bookstore, got this book, Strange Pictures, took myself to get, a veggie pizza, glass of wine, started reading it, decided to vlog while I was, my reading experience with this book. And then that was Tuesday. Wednesday was the last day of Old School April. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to take a break and just enjoy the day. And I finished watching the original Twin Peaks, like the 2 seasons. Got on the sprints to watch and chat with Kelsey and everybody else. And then just kind of colored, chilled out. Thursday, I had classes to teach. Yesterday, I had to go for my mammogram appointment, back in Mobile. I was also supposed to have a bone density test because I just turned 50. But for some reason, when they put in the code, my insurance wasn't going to cover it. And I was not paying $224 out of pocket for the bone density test.
Definitely not.
I said, I'll call my doctor's office, call the insurance. But, I did have the mammogram, and then now it's Saturday. And so that was my week.
Yeah. I mean, and this week, I don't know how it ended up. I just felt like this week took forever. Like it seems so long, and I don't know if it's because I had so much to do. I mean, usually it seems like it will like speed, but I sent a link to Liz, who Liz is, not feeling too well today. That's why she's not joining us. I said this week felt like a month. Oh my gosh. I mean, my week was just really, really busy. And I ended up developing some kind of a weird pain Monday evening. And it was just, I don't know. I Googled, of course. And at first I thought maybe I have pancreatitis because it was like the symptoms were there. But then I'm like, I don't know. But I think it was that and a combination of just like anxiety. So I ended up going home half day on Tuesday because I just didn't feel comfortable. Like if I was sitting down, if I got up and stood up, it was a little more tolerable. But I just had a lot planned this week. My friend that passed away, her birthday was on Wednesday. Got together with friends for that to celebrate, her second heavenly birthday. And I think that probably added more anxiety than I thought. to the day. And I don't know, it's just trying to end one, readathon and starting a new one. So I don't know. It's just a whole combination. But with that being said, I did get 2 of my items done on my list, and that was to finish OSA Strong. I did that, and to create my own TBR and TBW for Zombie-thon, which I was hoping to film a video yesterday, and ended up using it more for tasks and catching up, because I just wasn't ready to film. I wasn't in the frame of mind to film. I'm sure y'all experience that, creators. I just was not. And I'm like, I cannot, I'm just not one of these people that can just turn it on. If I'm not feeling it, I can't do it. I just cannot. Not in a coherent way. I would have been like babbling the whole entire time. So anyway, let's see who is here joining us this morning. Good morning. How are you, Lori? How's it going? Good morning to Jasmine. Happy Saturday. Good morning, Jellicle. You guys, the dollhouse is so intimidating. The instructions are like, step 1, put the roof together. Wait, what? How? That's incredible. Like, do they not show you how to actually assemble the roof?
That's crazy.
I mean, oh my gosh. Like, I guess they kind of figure maybe you have like skills going on. Like, this is not maybe your first dollhouse that you're building. I don't know. Hey, Carissa, welcome. Eleanor, hello. Hi from San Diego. It's 6 a.m. I love organization in all areas of my life. Well, welcome. We're going to have our power hour, so you'll have some time to organize. And good morning, Esther Jane. It's pouring out, and that will be the thing for the next 6 days. I'm in the middle of clearing out a room of old things that need to go, need to do this. So I can read in middle grade. God bless you. I have one done now. Lee, I love watching yours and Storm's videos on this. Great job to both. Yay. And good morning, Alicia. Happy Saturday to you. Good morning, Andy. Good to see you. Andy, let us know what you're working on. Andy is writing a book. He probably is like, stop talking about my book. But I'm so happy for him because he writes nonfiction. This is his first fiction novel. And so I'm very proud of him and excited for him. So I want to scream it from the rooftops. It's going to be a thriller. So like, think like Jason Bourne-ish kind of.
Oh,
yeah, I can't wait. Good morning. Creativity is therapy. And good morning, Denise. Not sure what I'm doing. Just having my first cup of coffee. Well, got to start somewhere, huh, Denise? And I'm doing that now. I have stuff to film and edit. I'm not in the mindset for it. Maybe later this weekend. Well, that's what I thought. I have everything set to go. I know what I'm doing, what I want to say, how I want to, format it. Because I worked on that a little bit yesterday. But the other thing, too, is having a quiet house enough to be able to do it. And I find that my house is never quiet. Never quiet, for sure. As I'm going through the comments, kind of think about what y'all, not only Jen and Lee, but everybody, what y'all are planning on doing for today, what your intentions are for Power Hour. And me too, Denise. Cheers. It's a day of finals for me. Just getting my brain ready. Ooh.
You got this, Matt.
And I'm working in my book journal again today, still so behind. Yeah, I feel like I'm always in catch-up mode. Like I can never feel like caught up ever. And I think part of it is I need to let things go. And I have done that with some stuff, but there's some things I'm still holding on, and I don't know why. I don't know if I feel like it's part of my identity, or I feel like I'm failing if I don't do it. I mean, it's not like anybody's telling me I have to do it.
It's just you.
Yeah. Just personality. Yeah. No, there are no detailed assembly instructions. They do have a flyer for a book about assembling dollhouses. I think my hour will be spent looking for online instructions.
Yes. Wow.
I would be intimidated with that too. Mm-hmm. I think I finally have all the car stuff finished, all figured out today. I'm reading A Shadow in the Ember, need to finish before 3 p.m. book discussion. Yeah, that would be a priority. For anyone that doesn't know, Alicia brought her car in to be worked on. She gets her car back and it has a new issue that was never there.
Uh,
And of course, the people at the car place wanted to make Alicia seem like she was crazy. When Alicia owns the vehicle and knows that her car was not pulling like that, it was like it was out of alignment, and they were like, no, it's not. And it's sort of like, yes, it is, because like, why would I make that up? I mean, why would you complain about something unless it was really there? It's not like Alicia had anything to gain. Alicia went to them with a specific problem, hoping that was going to be solved, not to leave to have a new one. It's not like she gained anything. Like they're going to get new tires or something like that.
She would be losing something if it's not, by saying something else, because then they're going to make her pay to fix that. You know, I can't stand dealing with that kind of stuff at all. And
I'm sure
usually make my husband do it. So.
Yes, I do too. I'm sure a part of it is that Alicia's a woman.
And that's why.
There's nothing worse than being talked down to by a man who thinks you don't know anything about what you're talking about.
I can't stand a mansplainer.
Yeah, because he wouldn't be gaslighting another man. Another man knows when his car is not doing the right thing. A woman has no clue. So
yeah, and I don't want to alienate any of our men in the audience by any means, okay? Because men are awesome. My husband's awesome. We have awesome husbands, but there are some men out there in the world that think they can get over on you. Like they see you coming, and it's almost like ha ha ha, kind of thing. It's like, come on, really?
I think we only have good men who watch, this morning chat. We have good men on here. The bad men wouldn't want to listen to us.
That just made me think that could be a good side hustle for guys. They could rent themselves out to be the one who goes to the mechanic for you, or goes into the auto parts store and gets the thing for you. That way you don't get scammed, and you can get a little money off that.
That is amazing.
I could take my best friend too, because she actually does know about cars and stuff. She handles it. Her husband doesn't know about them, but she does. So she handles it. So I, if I can't take Tim, I might have to get my best friend and be like, you got to come with me.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great. Alicia says, I'm currently 303 of 525. Girl, Alicia, your eyeballs are going to be bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Kat. I feel like I'm in constant catch up this year.
Yeah.
I am. And the thing about it is, what's weird about this year, and I know everybody says this and they're like, oh, it's because you're getting older. The older you get, the faster time seems to move. I just feel like it is just flying.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot believe we're in May. Like, I literally feel like I just did summer book bingo, and Tiffany's going to be announcing that soon. Like, I just feel like I just finished reading for summer book bingo, and all that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm like, how is it even possible?
I think our time, I know our time, our judgment of time, our brains, all of that got rewired and messed up during the pandemic. I mean, for me, it seems like ever since that took place, that we just cannot get back to any sort of actual whatever normal maybe.
Normalcy, yeah.
Just and process and time and memories has just gotten so, discombobulated in my head. And I blame a lot of it on that, and still after effects of the trauma that we all experienced.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with you, because like, I just don't remember being like that prior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I was juggling a lot at the time, because I was working full time in school as an instructional coach and all that before all that came about. And I hate to say, the only one blessing is that people were forced to kind of slow down. And then it sort of seemed like once you came out of it, everything was like doom, 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 doom. And you had to learn all this new navigation. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Jasmine said, I'm covering morning practices today. I need to catch up on my patient logs. Awesome. Hello, Emma. How are you, my friend? I miss you. And hello, Stormy. So happy you got your electricity back. Highs to Storm. This was after my car was in an accident and repairs for a month, but one tire and 3 alignments later, she's fine. But I do still hear a weird, is it supposed to be a sound? So now figuring that out. Greetings. Hello, Tina. Can't stay long today, but wanted to say hi. We appreciate it. Thank you. More highs. And then February dragged as I wanted the weather to get better. April flew.
Mm-hmm.
And would like to become familiar with using Canva, so might use this time to watch some tutorials. Canva is amazing, Eleanor.
I use it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Canva. To me, it's digital scrapbooking. I'm a scrapbooker, and to me, that's exactly what it is digital scrapbooking.
Isn't today scrapbooking day?
It might be, honestly. It's either today, tomorrow, or the 5th. It's today.
Today, yep.
So my dad is a car mechanic, so I used to be able to diagnose and fix some myself, but now they're too fancy and difficult to do that. Yeah, because everything's got gadgets now. So what are you planning on doing for Power Hour, Lee?
I am going to update my reading spreadsheets, my 52 book club challenge that I don't know where I ended off on, and reply to some YouTube comments.
Awesome. How about you, Jen?
I am going to record a clip from my vlog talking about strange pictures. I have my TBR and TBW ready for Zombie-thon, but I'm waiting on a couple more physical books to come. So I'm trying to decide if I just want to go ahead before it gets any further into May and put the video up and just put up, pictures for the books since I don't have them in hand. So that's my main focus during this hour is YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to be working on Zombie-thon because the one thing I didn't get to this week was I did add some extra channels that I needed to do that were on my list, but I need to put my section for levels. But then part of me is like, do I really have to do that at this moment? Because the levels are going to be more towards the end of it. So I don't know. I may do that. I do have, Lee just mentioned doing comments for YouTube. I'm behind on that as well. So I might start that first and then work on the levels, because this morning I was able to do the Zombie-thon channels that I wanted to add already. So, got that done. But yeah, it's always a work in progress, for that. But I think I might do that. I'm glad you said that, Lee, because that has been on my list. Because I didn't anticipate getting as many comments as I did for Old School April on some of my videos for that. And I just couldn't keep up when we were actually living it.
Okay.
Okay, so after I eat, I need to work on getting my May TBR up. I feel so behind, which is understandable. We were talking about how you had lost your electricity. I can only imagine that you had a major stumbling block for days. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I got the kitty up, and I'll start the timer. I hope everyone does really well and you get something accomplished. We are back. That power hour flew.
It really did.
Oh, hey, Jen, you need to unmute. Okay, good.
There I am.
I forgot that you had to step away to do your film thing. I was like, why is she shaded?
I'm very shady, right? You can't trust me.
She's the real Slim Shady.
That's it. That's right. I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Slim Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so how did you do, Lee?
I did good. I updated my spreadsheet and I'm working my way through the 52 book prompt challenge. I will admit that I am cheating and using ChatGPT to kind of help me get my,
That's okay.
Of this list, which one of these characters was a redhead? Like, listen, I'm not going to remember that, so I just was using that.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that's an issue. I think that the problem with ChatGPT for me is like if someone allows ChatGPT to write their novel for them,
Yes.
and then they put their name on the novel like they wrote the novel. Right. It's different if like you're asking for components of it.
Right. Research.
Like, could you please give me a list of girl names from 1970?
Right.
Because that's really no different than if you went to Google and did the same thing. I mean, so anyway, I think it's one of those things where it's got good points to it, but then people are going to do the wrong thing with it. That's how everything in life is, right?
Right, exactly.
So
that helped. Yeah, that helped me out, and I got through some of that. Of course, something always takes longer than you think it does. So
yes, 100%. How about you, Jen? How did you do?
I did well. I filmed the clip for my vlog. I filmed my kind of chaotic zombie-thon, TBR, TBW discussion video, but I wanted to go ahead and get it out there since we're already, May 3rd. And so I want the video to go up tomorrow. So it's a little chaotic, but if zombies are invading, it's going to be chaos. That's my caveat. Anyway.
100%. That's how I feel about it.
And then I did kind of center in more specifically on a more focused and narrow thesis for my abstract to submit to speak at a conference. I was able to kind of hit on one main idea. And so I feel like that's moving in the right direction too.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. My thing is when you have a stumbling block, if you know once you hit the stumbling block and then you can know what the next step is going to be, that's really great. It's when you hit a stumbling block and you stall because you don't know what to do next, kind of thing. I did well, except like Lee said, taking longer than you think. And I don't know if this happens to y'all. I didn't realize how many comments I had on videos because I don't get notified for every comment.
Correct. Yeah, same.
And I happened to check the other day when I happened to be in YouTube Studio, I periodically go over there and just kind of check. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, and I like to, at least have a thoughtful comment. If you took the time to write a comment, I'd like to, have a thoughtful comment. But anyway, so I spent my entire time answering comments, and I have a new subscriber that commented. So I went to go check out her channel and watched her May TBR video and subscribed to her channel as well. Showed her some love. So she apparently is a new booktuber. Her name is Ashley Hart's Reading. It looks like she just started in March. But anyway, so that's what I ended up doing. But amazed at how long that it took. But that's the one thing I don't know. YouTube needs to do better about like alerting you. But what can I say? I guess I should just be grateful that I'm on YouTube and then leave it at that, right? So Storming came in and she said, after I eat, I need to work on getting my May TBR up. I feel so far behind. That I might have read that comment already, but that's where we had left off. Jamie came in. She said a little late getting started this morning, but of course, Jamie is on the West Coast, so she is early like Eleanor. And that was me saying hello. Jocelyn came in. Hello, hello. Jocelyn is also a writer. Andy, who popped in earlier, Emma, Andy, and Jocelyn, they're in the AuthorTube community. And Andy does once a month. I believe he must be doing it the first Saturday of the month. He sprints for like 12 hours, like does this really one big long, sprint. So good morning to from Travis. Just woke up, had to join, about to take meds, and then probably lay down for a little bit more to check everything on my phone. Then coffee. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. And then Chris Wildfire came in. Travis also has to start prepping the jambalaya I'm making in the crock pot for you guys coming over tonight.
Travis, I'm going to head to the northern part of the state. I'll be right there.
I'm curious to see what you put in your jambalaya, because there's different proteins that people put in, like shrimp, or are you going to do sausage, chicken, or do you do it all? And then I had told Jamie about Eleanor being in her neck of the woods regionally. So that's what her comment to Eleanor. Not sure if Eleanor's still here. Patricia popped in. Haven't been sleeping good at all lately. So just starting the day with coffee and going to color a little bit, then declutter some stuff. Sounds good. And I had told her I haven't been sleeping that great either. And that in itself, and I think also just being older, not sleeping well, it vary your energy level. I mean, you can have all the tips, tricks, and strategies in the world, but if you do not get good sleep, forget it. It's like running on empty. And Hermie is here. Hey, lovelies. I'm going to work out dates for requested watch-alongs in my Discord and update spreadsheets. Do these Saturday morning momentum sprints happen every Saturday? This is a great idea. And I'll let her know, yes, we are here every Saturday. And good morning, Jamie. I am, I'm saying good morning, Jamie. Her name is Jamie. Oh. Please help me here. Jamie is the Kansan reader, and she is saying good morning to everyone. I am cooking breakfast right now. Welcome. We appreciate you being here, Jamie. And I'm so proud of you that Zombie-thon has 100 members now. I was telling Lee this before we came on, that it's overwhelming to me in a great way. But, at the last minute, I decided, let me create a Zombie-thon Discord, because I just feel like every year it gets a little bit bigger. And I added Saturday morning momentum to Cat's Novel Adventures Discord. So I just kind of felt like I was getting crowded. And so I put it out there, to Kelsey and Andrew, my Zombie Squad people. And they were like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. So anyway, I was telling Lee that it's overwhelming. It's wonderful, but I did not anticipate the response. I really did not. I'm very shocked in a very pleasant way. So anyone who has joined Zombie-thon's Discord, thank you so, so very much. I appreciate it. And it did fly by. Yep. The whole hour. And then Eleanor, yes, she's still here. I wanted to let you know, Eleanor, you and Jamie are neighbors. Y'all are in the same vicinity. So did some paperwork I've been putting off and some tidying in the kitchen. Excellent. ChatGPT has been so helpful for me, especially at work. It made some of my processes so much faster. Yeah. I find sometimes too, like if I'm trying to think of something and I'm just, what it is it's faster than Google. I'll say that. And I find that sometimes Google doesn't get what you're asking.
Yeah.
Like it'll take you to the same thing. And it's like, well, how many ways do I have to say? Right. Need, it's like, yeah. But you put it in, and I'm not saying that every time ChatGPT gets the mark, but I'm just saying that it's like, okay, that's the word I was thinking of or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a case of, using it versus abusing it, like you were talking about earlier. Because again, like I'll use it sometimes, like, for example, when I was having trouble trying to narrow down my focus, I had these ideas and I'll use it, help me formulate a succinct way to talk about, this, and this. So I'm not using it to give me an idea, just to give me like a way to say what I'm trying to say in a more succinct way.
It's still your ideas. You're just having it help you organize your whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
I think ChatGPT, I think the key is using it with integrity.
Yes. Yeah.
If you use it with integrity and your intention is pure and totally for the benefit of using it as a tool, it's the same thing like you using a knife. If you use the knife for the purpose it's supposed to be there instead of going out and being Michael Myers, then,
Exactly.
You're using it with integrity, right? So definitely didn't get everything I wanted to get done. That's understandable. An hour is wonderful to get into something. It's not always something you can finish. But I do find, this is the one thing I like about us doing our Saturday morning momentum. It helps me get started sometimes on something I've put off because I thought the task was too much. And then I don't feel so overwhelmed getting back to it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, Jen, you're feeling that because that's kind of what you've been dealing with, this abstract situation. And Alicia said, I got to page 340 of 525 of Shadow in the Ember. The audiobook was bumped up to 2.3 times speed. It says that I have just under 4 hours left of the book. Got more coffee.
Nice.
Girl, your eyes and ears. Well, I guess in this case, if you're doing audio, your ears are going to be ringing by the time you finish. Hermie got her spreadsheets updated and outlined dates for watch-alongs. I'm going to do some fun stuff next, as feeling like I need a break. Exactly. I think, what is it, like 90 minutes? I think 60 to 90 minutes is when you should go do something. Like, if you're not being as productive if you're just sitting somewhere for a long period of time. I know that's how I am. Yeah. I don't know what the research is, but I want to say maybe 60 to 90 minutes. And then the younger you are, maybe the lower the number. And I've used AI a couple of times just for fun to get ideas for paintings. Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think that's fine. To me, it's like, it's no different, honestly, than if you throw it out to a friend.
Yeah.
Or if you use Google.
Yeah.
I got my May TBR uploaded and scheduled for this afternoon. Gold stars for me. Good job. Today's National Scrapbook Day, so I spent that hour signing up for an online challenge with my favorite scrapbook retailer. Later today, I'll be joining some friends for a virtual crop. That's fun. I'm so excited that you get to do that. Very excited. Lori finished her February book review notes. I got the other stats updated and added hauls and arcs and such. Gold star for you too, Lori. Amazing. I spent the hour reading a buddy read book, Southern Book Club's Guide. It almost made me angry. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. I see you're going to go down a rabbit hole and then made me angry. Gotcha.
I know exactly why you're angry.
So do I.
In that book. Ooh.
Creativity is therapy. Do you want to go by that name, or do you have? I mean, I know you. I know
him. His name is Matt.
Oh. Matt. Okay, and you may have introduced yourself on OSA or something, and I missed it, or I can't remember because I've been a zombie myself lately. Well, nice to meet you, Matt. And y'all are great at responding to YouTube comments. Had second cup of coffee and watched a Canva tutorial. Now going to meal plan for the week. Excellent.
Nice. Yeah.
Come on, Jen. I got plenty. I'm making chicken and Cajun sausage.
Kaneka.
Is that it? I thought Travis had a misspelling thing.
It's like the best sausage, like he said, made and sold in Alabama. So yeah, Travis and I are the Alabama peeps, and Kaneka sausage is top notch.
I'm gonna have to find out. So you can only get it in Alabama?
I think it's other places, but it's just made and sold. I'm
gonna have to tell my husband about that.
I think you can get it other places.
We don't make jambalaya a whole lot, but I mean, I wonder if it could also be used if you're doing a crawfish boil, or because we put sausage in our crawfish boils.
Yes, you can use it for just
red
about
beans.
anything. Oh, it makes the best red beans and rice. If y'all don't have it in Louisiana, I just need to make another trip over.
Oh, that's right.
Bring you some.
Or I could come to Alabama.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Do you have the YouTube Studio app? It's where I check all my comments. They're all in the community tab on there, so I can find them easier. At least it's easier for me. Yes. I can go to the YouTube Studio, but I forget about it. Like, I forget to do that because, I mean, usually you'll get a notification, you know, and sometimes you'll even get one, such and such mentioned you. And then it's like, oh, good. Let me go put that in my watch later list or whatever. But I find even you don't get everything where you mentioned. And then every once in a while, they'll say, you've been mentioned. And you go click on it and you have this whole long thing. And it's like, well, what happened? What?
Yep.
Like now you're telling me 5 weeks later?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just have to be better about it. Going and checking on my own instead of relying on somebody doing it for me. Clearly, YouTube doesn't give you a secretary.
Unfortunately.
A personal assistant.
Yeah.
Jellicle found some green leaf dollhouse videos on YouTube, one for the exact kit. Some are more detailed than others, and everyone does it different, but it was helpful. I did see Jellicle did post in the Discord under the goalpost channel the picture of her dollhouse, and the roof is complicated. It's not like, you know, like two pieces of wood that you like glue together. Like it's got scallops on it. So I'm just kind of surprised that it didn't have directions. And I definitely need to move assembly to the basement. It's going to be messy. Yeah, at least, I mean, you have a good enough space. Yeah, Matt is just fine. Blue-eyed meow on Instagram. Oh, yay. Okay, awesome. I just subscribed to you on Instagram, and I'm in a couple of Discord groups. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you too. He just posted, he saw, he was watching Day of the Dead, I believe, and I just put it in Zombie Phone Stories right before when Lee hopped on. That's what I was doing at the moment. And I'm not sure if they sell it outside Alabama, but I'm sure you could order it. Kaneka is amazing. I use it in my biscuits engraving. That's awesome. Good morning, Jordan. Take care, because Saturdays when you go live or use YouTube app, it makes life easy for me because I can see every channel as a visually impaired creator. Yeah. I'll just have to be better about it, Jordan. You know, I want a personal assistant. And hey, Travis, this is Jordan. When you say this type of sausage is from Alabama, is it a round sausage that you have for breakfast? It's tube, isn't it?
It's link. Yeah, it's link sausage.
And my hubs has to do the toddler training of ChatGPT for his work. He always has to be clear that it's supposed to be a tool, not a replacement for humans.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Because I do think our younger generation is going to use it exactly for whatever that they're creating. I just say that only because as a teacher, especially junior high level, I already saw it with people trying to do all the plagiarism, cutting and pasting and all that back when I was in there. So I can imagine. And the other thing used to be back in the day when you did school projects, you had to do everything yourself. Well, they started to where you could buy your project kit. You just would Google, oh, I want to do a terrarium or whatever. And then you just pay $19.99 and everything comes and you just stick it all together. So, you know, when things like that are happening, that it's eventually going to get that way. So I set the timer because we are going into our final part of Saturday Morning Momentum. And that is, what are your intentions for the upcoming week? So, Lee, what are your plans for this week?
My intentions for this week are 10 miles of walking, 3 Pilates classes, and spending 1 hour on a spring cleaning project. I have to figure out what that is going to be. I don't even know that part yet.
I love your intentions. So much self-care involved. I love it. Love it. How about you, Jen?
Submit that abstract and finish working on some out-school classes to get them ready for fall. I'm not even going to put the website on my to-do list this week. If I have the energy and the mind power, I'll do it, but I just feel defeated if I put it on the list and don't.
Yeah.
But abstract and out-school classes. I'm tunnel vision those two things this week.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I agree with you about not putting it on the list. That's why I took walking off, because I'm just like, if I can do it, I'll do it. If not, I can't, because I'm too hard on myself. I tell everyone else to give themselves grace, and I don't give myself any grace.
We all do that.
Yeah. I don't. I'm hard on myself. So for my week this week, I would like to film my Zombie-thon TBR TBW video. I'd love to be able to do it tomorrow morning, but we'll see what happens. So I need to film it, edit it, and try to get it out this week if possible. And then I have my first OT appointment for my hands on Thursday. So this is a wrap-up week for me for school. My original date to be finished with school was supposed to be the 14th. Last week, I was just done, and we're getting at the end. My kids are done. I'm done. So I'm testing them this week. It's the final component I have to do for my position with my Title I kids. So I hope that all of them show up, because if they all show up, I can test them in the morning and do all their scoring in the afternoon. So I'm hoping that Wednesday will be my last day. Fingers crossed that will happen, because if that happens, then I can actually do other stuff. Maybe get caught up. Who knows? So that's what I have on the agenda. Let's see what everyone in our comments has. Here we go. Hermie says we probably had the same concerns when Ask Jeeves and other search engines were coming out. 100%. And Hermie loves this. Finished the spring cleaning I started yesterday. Nice. Gold star. My intentions are to get back into the school mindset, because I start my road to doctorate Tuesday. Yes. Also, as always, just enjoy life and try not to stress too much. Talking about school, Jen of Pages and Chaos is not here, but she posted that she registered to take her library exam. And she is going to be taking that exam on June the 12th. She is not finished with school by that point. So we need to send some good vibes her way. Show her some love. If you are on the Discord, show her some love. Let her know that you're thinking about her, because that is a big undertaking. She's a high school teacher, content creator, and going to school to be a librarian. And we know how important that job is. So I'm very excited for her, and Travis as well. I'm proud of you, Travis. So proud of you. So we need to give Travis a lot of support, because he's going to need it. Jamie said, my intentions for this week are to research a new primary care provider and to spring declutter my office. Good intentions. And then Lori says, I'm going to focus on getting more organized again, as I feel so overwhelmed. I will film ahead as well, since we're leaving for a bit toward the end of the month. And first quarter bookkeeping. Good job. Yeah, she's going to try to keep up with her bookkeeping since she got caught up. Hermie's intentions for work: edit and upload for members, edit and upload final reset-a-thon vlog and memberships update video, and film clips for May readathon vlogs. Nice. And then my current intention, though, is to hop out of bed and get this coffee in my system.
Great intention.
Yes.
And also, hey to Hermie. And my week is finishing my buddy read with Cliff. Finish the semester and get to work with my friends on an outline for a new type of wheelchair. Is this Cliff of Cliff Stark Gems? Is that the Cliff?
It is.
About? I don't know any other Cliff.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's amazing. And my intention is not to be so angry. Ooh, that's a good one. And try to get focused on the one task, such as gardening all the time, and try to find more time for activities and just get out there more. Good for you, Jordan.
I love that.
Oh, also the puppy I shared with you guys a few weeks ago was adopted by someone in Alabama. Yay.
Hey.
So she didn't even have to transport to the Northeast. So no more Claudia. Wow. I'm glad she found her forever home. Jellicle needs to buy a few supplies for the dollhouse and set the folding tables in the basement. Excellent. And intentions for self-care, do something just because I want to at least once a day. I like that.
That's a great idea.
That's a wonderful intention. My intention for today is to finish the book and do the discussion. Then I will switch focus to YouTube stuff and cleaning the house. Nice. Excellent job, Alicia. I hope you finish. And hey to Travis. Morning, loves. Hey, Rachel. Hope you're having a glorious day. So far, so good. We're in the right direction. And Chris Wildfire is going to keep walking now that the weather is better, trying to lose 20 pounds. It's been so hard, but with the weather, okay, it's maybe doable now. Yeah. Good luck with that intention. Mm-hmm. And I have to get started on my psych work. You guys are amazing, and you can do whatever you truly want. I hope you all accomplish your goals. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. You're amazing, too.
Yes. I want to expand my repertoire, reading the Braille books, and to find something new to read in terms of fiction. Nice. Good. And hellos. And now currently 360 of 525, slowly but surely. You're like a tortoise right now, you know? Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
Congrats for Claudia. As you can hear the cacophony outside. There, that was Bailey needing to leave. So all our highs. Well, thank y'all very, very much for being here, everyone. I appreciate you being here and being a part of our Saturday morning momentum community. I appreciate you, Lee and Jen, for joining me this morning. Love getting to hang out with y'all and love the motivation. I definitely need that for sure. So we will be back here. Next Saturday is episode 10. Can you believe we are coming up on our 10th episode of this project?
Crazy.
A milestone. We need to celebrate.
I know. I feel like we need to do something special for it, even if it's like, I don't know. Y'all brainstorm. Let me know what y'all think. You know, I'm going to have to think of something, questions or something. I don't know. We'll have to think of something. But I do appreciate everybody, because I had no idea how this, this project was going to go. I really did not when Liz and I were talking about this. But, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the support, especially from you, Lee, and Jen, Lori, Liz. You know, it's brought me a lot of joy, and it's helped me.
Yeah. Same.
Accomplished. Okay, so we are going to go. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye.